Hi Scorpio, it's Mary Ellen. Welcome back. If you're a new user, welcome. I'm here coming to you from Moonrise Cottage for your June 2017 Soul Tarot reading. I am using the Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck by Caitlin Matthews. There's a lot to talk about. You had an incredible story unfolding last month. And you know, it's interesting, as the readings have come out this month, many others have stepped on the path of initiation that you stepped onto last month. There's a lot going on here on the planet, as you know, and out in the universe. So, I'm going to jump right in. If you want a reading, my email address is in the description box below the video. If you're new to the channel, I am clairvoyant and I'm here playing out a commitment that I made to Spirit. Okay. All right. So last month, laying over the top of your reading, you had the card for the Sacred Initiate. Stepping into a very deeply spiritual journey, deep inside the mysteries of the universe. And the outcome was for you about learning to overcome obstacles. Here in the center of your reading this month, laying over the top, is the Lover of Devotion. This is a reflection. Spirit's telling me this is a reflection of the journey that you started last month. This is a major arcana card, like you had last month. This woman is very clear, very pure of heart, and this is where her abundance resides. She is standing in her place. Look at her garment. It's very interesting. It's about the growth that, two things, that love brings to us on our human walk. As we walk through this life and we are able to step into the depths of sacred understanding and sacred knowledge, we become able to devote ourselves to the power within our heart chakras. So, you know, it's interesting. I don't ever talk about romantic love. Spirit just doesn't want to do that here. So I just want to remind you about that. You may be experiencing that in your life, but that is not what this reading is about. And Spirit wants to be very clear about it. This is about spiritual devotion to a particular pathway that you have been invited to step onto through the sacred walk of an initiate who endeavors to devote their time and energy for the greater good, to become a spiritual actor in this realm. All right, so let's see what's underneath. And you know, it's funny, last month, what was underneath here was something that was meant to release, and again, sort of reflective of what just came through. It is about releasing the the frustrations and the intolerance and the addiction to wealth and power with which we struggle on this realm. So your devotion, having stepped in, is moving us forward, away from that place, toward the place we are meant to reside. And look at that. Okay, so I'm just going to take my hands off it for a minute. Let me scroll in on that. You know, this month, all the readings have been in just amazingly deep. So here's the message from Spirit. Do you know, when you step into your devotion, when you devote yourself to what is meant to evolve through your being here on this planet, it does begin to bring a change. And last month, as you stepped into the initiate pathway to release the things that bring futility, it brought you to this place where we were talking about how to overcome obstacles. So clearly your energy has moved forward in the month of May, and now we find you here. And Spirit basically just saying, it's time to take another step. Not just more deeply onto your pathway of devotion, but actually through a sacred portal. Last month, I'm going to scroll out again. We saw a sacred portal at the last card on the spirit realm. And again, it had to do with sacred love. It was here, and it was about the joining of male and female energy through a somewhat of a reincarnation process. And that was, part of that story is about coming together of that energy in order for it to be released. And, ascension. It was an ascension story in order to fly away. And so I'm not surprised to see this. Scorpio, you're deep anyway. But this is as deep can get. There's one other place as it relates to you. It'll be interesting to see if that reality comes out in these cards today. Okay? Sorry, Scorpio, somebody came to the door. I was saying in one of the other videos, it's, it doesn't happen very often, and every time I sit down to start recording videos, people start coming to the door. So clearly the energy that happens is attracting people. It's interesting to me. So, let's see what's here. Look at that. All right, so Scorpio, your journey clearly is deepening. There's a lot of, obviously, if you can't see visually, I just want to say it with my voice. The energy here is very quiet. It's very deep. I am kind of, a little bit half across the divide, if you will. All right. That is the foundation of knowledge. The first step on your human journey. This month, having come through this portal, you see, making this commitment with your devotion to that initiation journey has brought you energetically to this place. And from there, in the center of your being, you take this journey across through a portal. The second one, actually, because the initiation, that illustration that comes with that card is about a portal in a certain way, energetically. So this brings you deeper. And when you come through this portal, through the Liberator, your soul, in a shamanistic way, as deep as one can go, this is where you arrive. And one of the things I love about this card is that this is about inherited wisdom. Standing with the wisdom of the ancients across the divide to see deep out into the universe. So the other thing I love about this card is that these three wise ancient gentlemen, in some way, activated, that's interesting, that's what's coming through at the moment, with this female energy. There is some balance, and it also, Spirit's saying, obviously it also means this is a fertile moment. Fertile because of the nature of the moment, and because, of course, it means you have a new place from which to proceed. So there is a fertility aspect to this in terms of bringing your new life forward. Let's see what's here. All right. So this is you and Spirit under the strong light of the sun and standing in front of this new shore, hand in hand, ready to take on a new journey. This is the courtship of skill. So Spirit's telling me you get it, so I don't have to say too much about that. But in a courtship with Spirit in all these ways, in order to go forward, hand in hand. So do you see the colors? There's transformation and there is new growth. The joining of male and female energy, like in this card, okay? Standing on the shore of a new journey. This is a number 3. You are entering into a courtship with Spirit. It is a new phase of development. You see the sun there? Really beautiful. These two individuals have vessels at their backs, and it's a mystery what's inside there. And that's the point, Spirit says. You know, going into the great mystery, in order to join the energy there, to move you forward into your new life, and from that place, these mysteries will be discovered, and you will come to a new foundation. So we have, it's interesting. This is a foundation of knowledge, spiritual knowledge, and this is the foundation of skill. So clearly, your growth and development includes the skills that you will be building in a very practical way here on the earth, to utilize here on the earth with passion. Do you see this person has tools, what they need to create something new. And you are standing at a forge. You are forging something new, and we can't see what it is. It's still a mystery. That's very interesting. I love that. The foundation of skill. Forging with passion. Spirit is telling me what will come to your mind, what will come to your knowledge. Out of this knowledge, this inherited wisdom, you here on the earth are going to be forging a new life, a new existence, but there's something more to it than that. So you, as a human actor, as a spiritual being walking in a human body and in this human world, you take this foundation of spiritual knowledge, you join with Spirit and with the people around you in order to forge a new existence. Let's see. There. That is the woman of art. And she is a goddess. Do you see how the sun is coming up? She is very imbued with sacred knowledge. She's very calm and clear and very strong in a soft way. You know what I was just literally talking about? Spirit's telling me she's the embodiment of what I was just saying. She holds abundance in her hand, and her garment is blue and green. It is about change and new growth in this fertile place. More notations of fertility, if you will. She holds a bowl of milk in her hands, signifying abundance and having what you need, and also the means to easily have more of that just at her back. She flows, her energy flows through her out into the land, and that's what I was just saying. So this is the bridge card. This is what happens when these two things occur and align. It catapults you to the state of being with which you take your spiritual journey. So let's see what that is. That's interesting. All right, so the first step is a reflection of, okay, here's what Spirit is saying, that which was started last month, which means, remember, you were stuck to this golden bowl, and there is the notion in that card about the futility of a certain way of living and how it no longer feeds you. And the outcome card was about moving through obstacles, learning new ways. And so the way you are learning the lessons is in this very deep spiritual way. So this continues to transform. This is about, it's interesting in light of the current news. It's about a king who was embroiled in a battle that he couldn't win. And with a lot of deceit and a lot of causing a lot of distress. He compelled the forest, the trees, to turn into warriors and take up shields and do battle on his behalf. And the trees didn't want anything to do with it at all. And so it's about lessons, about the futility of that kind of life, hearkening back to the things that we saw last month. So the difference between those cards and this card is that the sun is coming up, right? So, look, see, slings and arrows coming in over the top. The trees turned into creatures. Something that is not what it is meant to be. And it's on the spirit realm. So it's still at issue. And it is continuing to transform. Now moving into higher gear, says Spirit, because the sun is coming up and this is changing and transforming. All right? This combat of art that stands above the woman of art who's standing on the foundation of knowledge. So Spirit just wants to remind you that this is divinely ordered. And the way you are able to transform these things is now assured. That's the message. So let's see what's here. Okay. That's the Guardian. Let me show this to you. That's a major arcana card. You see? This is source energy. And it stands above the Liberator, the soul, the death card, and the portal that you're going through. So when you go through this portal, when you are liberated into this journey, aligning yourself with the foundation of knowledge, it's clear, Spirit is restating it, you are being met at the gateway by source energy, by the Sacred Mother. That's who that is. And this woman is the guardian of truth. Do you see the sacred spiral of life right at her heart chakra? You are coming to a gateway. That is your particular initiation journey, at least the first couple of phases of it. Because we have seen these kinds of images reflective about, telling a story about how we approach life, how we overcome obstacles, how we do battle. All of these things are being churned into the mix. That's what Spirit's telling me. And this month, this piece of it is going to help you come to the gateway of another spiritual set point. Your development is continuing. And she is here. She is the guardian of truth. So there is some truth, I believe, that you're going to come into or move through that has a lot to do with source energy, because you are standing on the foundation of the wisdom of the ancients. So there's something about this. The other thing about it is it's the combat of art. So you may be having, whatever your challenges are, Spirit wants you to understand. It is in this line. So understand that your challenges, you're being transformed into spiritual warriorship, ultimately. That's what this is about. Taking a step closer to your true self. And so these things that are challenges that might feel futile to you, Spirit wants you to know it is not. It is very effective journeying. And please trust, because the sun is coming up. And something is being revealed to you through this partnership and this liberation, because it brings you to the gateway. This journey literally brings you to a gateway. And this woman is the high priestess. It's a very fertile moment. You see all these indications of fertility? Do you see this? Let's see what's here. Now I understand. All right. So your challenges with your human existence continue. It is true for everyone of all sign. Every astrological sign, pardon me. So for you, it's interesting because, you've been stuck to the golden bowl. You've had your turn on the wheel of obstacles that you had to learn to overcome. Spirit says that is continuing. And now we have a message about futility and coming into this place where you are met at a gateway in order to go through. And that is what the story is about. That's the sacred hag. I can't remember if you've seen her before. I suspect maybe you have. So, a couple things. If you haven't seen the videos that are on my channel in a playlist about the eclipse of the moon, there were 2 of them that happened in February. Spirit wants you to go watch it. There's a lot of good information there that'll help you understand this process. So this woman is a sacred hag. You see, she's covered with warts and, she is here to help you burst through the illusions that cause futility, to help you end the cycle. I have a feeling this is sort of the last piece of it. There's a fairy tale behind this. She controls water, which is about life energy and love and peace and tranquility and abundance. All of those things that we all desire, right? She is cloaked in mystery, right? So there was a king whose kingdom needed water. And like all fairy tales, he sent out 3 of his best young warriors, each in a different direction, to search for water. And one by one, each one of them encountered her. Sort of no matter where they went, she showed up. And each one asked for access to the water. She said, of course you can have some water. There's a cost. A price, a cost. I'm tripping over my own tongue. The cost is a kiss. And the first 2 warriors said, nope, I'm not doing that. And they got on their horses and rode away and kind of had a little, storytelling session about the intensity of that meeting. The last person to come along and encountered this woman was, somebody who was more pure of heart. And you see where she stands? Remember I was talking about purity of heart and as a foundation? So this young warrior, of course, got down off his horse and threw his arms around her and gave her a kiss with thanks and appreciation and love, spiritual love, thanking her for being willing to help them. And of course, in that moment, this was an illusion, and she turned into a beautiful young woman. And those 2 individuals married, and that young warrior became the king because he was wise enough to be able to apply love to a difficult situation in order to transform it and burst through the illusion of separateness. Okay, let's see what's at the outcome. There, that's exactly what I've been talking about. That's what Spirit wants you to know. So I do believe these challenges are passing off, or at least through them, you are coming to the completion of that part of your journey. This is the perfecter. It is about changing your, it's the perfecter of energy. That's what this card is. It's the final card in the major arcana of this deck. Very interestingly enough. And Spirit wants me to talk about this. So, there is the pineal gland at the crown chakra. Do you see the intense energy in which this being vibrates and that which comes off of it? That's what Spirit's telling me. So this is the world card, the 4 seasons. So we see the triple spiral of life here, energy coming in, sitting in this place of intense change and being aligned with the changes that are meant to come through the seasons with all the tools that you need. Remember this foundation? Okay. The triple spiral is also at the root chakra. You are completely enveloped in this energy. And this is the World card in traditional tarot. So here it is about perfecting your energy and through the seasons. That's what this breastplate is about, 4 seasons, in order to give you the time necessary to come into the knowledge and the place you are meant to be as you go through this significant spiritual journey. So I suspect, Spirit's saying this is where you're going. It is going to take some time. There are going to be some challenges. That is the pathway of the initiate. It is also the pathway of the spiritual warrior. So, Scorpio, I'm just very grateful to you for the work that you're doing. You're deep. You just plunge straight in. It's astounding to me. The initiate, straight in the middle of the reading. The initiate has shown up almost everywhere over the last 2 months. You were the first person for whom it came out. You just dive deep. And having stepped on that pathway, Spirit showed you what some of the challenges were going to be. And apparently, you just went straight for that. Because right in the middle this month, it's just from last month to this month, we're not surprised about the continuation of that story. What is a little surprising to me, not surprising, but impressive, is that from that place, you took this leap right at the center of your being. You're just diving in as deep as one can go. So I'm offering you my love and support. I acknowledge you. I know what you're going through. I've been through it. And actually, I'm going on my own little journey in the month of June. So I'll be looking forward to speaking with you in July. I would love it if you would take the time, if you feel so inclined, to add some notes to the discussion thread below the video. And if you want a reading, my email is in the description box. I'm going to do my best to remain available. I will not be online as much as I usually am in the month of July, so be patient. I will get back to you, but it may not happen in a very rapid fashion. It may take a number of days. I'm just going to walk with you. That's how it's feeling. We're on a similar path this month. So I will be thinking of you, I will be holding you in my heart, and I will be sending you all of my best wishes for the month of June. And don't hesitate to ask. If you want some more clarity, I'll do my best to work you in for a personal reading. I think I'm just trying, Spirit's telling me I'm hedging my bets. I don't know what's going to unfold on my journey. So I just want to self-acknowledge that I don't have total clarity about how available I will be. Oh, you know what? Here's another message that's coming through. Because of this, because of where you're going, so deep, Spirit is asking for you to do your best at bedtime to turn off your phone, your cell phone, and leave it in the other room. Take your watch off, leave it in another room. Unplug everything in your bedroom that has an LED light on it. Here's why. In order for the pineal gland to do its work, it has to literally be in absolute dark. And sleep has to happen for a minimum number of hours. And the more hours you can get to sleep before midnight, the better, in order for this to unfold. So Spirit is basically just asking you, help me. Physically here on the earth, any help you can give would be appreciated, and it will have an effect. And please understand that if you have LED lights on your alarm clock, the vibration that comes off your phone, if you have a television that's plugged into the wall, unplug that stuff and get it out of there. It's going to help you this month because you are going so deep. Don't put any energetic interference in your way, at least in the hours of sleep, if possible. All right, Scorpio, thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful month. And pay attention to the cycles of the moon. Thank you, Scorpio. I'll see you in July.